Yeah, just connect. Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Can anybody hear me?
Hi.
Hi,
Yeah.
everyone.
Hi, Theo.
Okay, I hear. Who is that? Can you guys please type on the chat box if you can hear me? Hey, Rachel. Okay, this is weird. Okay, Tracy said yes. Thea, hello. Nathan, hi. And then how about the music if I turn it up? Can you hear the music? Good. Somebody wants to. All right. You're definitely most welcome to open your video also, but if not, it's completely okay. Just please don't forget to mute yourself. Or maybe Thea, we can mute the participant. Okay, I think wala na. All right. Oh, little fur baby. All right, so welcome everyone. We might have some technical issues because it's our first time to be outside in this beautiful balcony of Thea. She's hosting the ceremony today. Thank you for joining us again. It's nice to see familiar faces here. My view right now is the sun that is about to set. And I'm here with Karina, Thea, Trixie, Lily, her dog, and then Leslie is also joining us. I'd like to invite everyone to please come join in this circle. And for everyone who's joining us virtually, please sit in a comfortable seated position. Today is Sunday, is it? November 29th. And full moon is tomorrow. And there's also an eclipse. And we're going to talk a little about that. Thea is going to share. And also Karina is going to share. How are the energies of this full moon in Gemini and sun in Sagittarius? We're gonna start this circle by blessing the circle with our cacao. I have here. Would you like to join us, please? No? Okay. So while Thea and Karina are helping me to prepare the cacao, I'd like to invite everyone to please sit in a comfortable position. You may close the eyes. Settling down. Being present in the here and now. Bringing the awareness and the breath going in and out through the nose. Just feeling the breath as it normally and naturally flows in and out through your nose. Feeling all the bodily sensations moving in your body. How is your heart right now? I'd like to begin with the heart. How is your heart? And with this feeling, I'd like you to bring in the intentions that you have for this ceremony. Intentions doesn't really necessarily need to be words or concept. It can be, how do you want to feel? For me, I like to feel connected to my family and loved ones, my ancestors. And as you mention your intentions, you can bring your cup closer to your heart. Taking a deep breath in through the nose Out through the mouth. One more time, breathing in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. Out through the mouth. And our next out breath, we bring in the sounds and vibrations. As we exhale, we whisper our names. You can say it out loud or just through the out breath and through a sound. Breathing in. With that intention, you bring in your name, calling your name, that you are loved and you're accepted. The next exhale, we're going to call in our friends or families or loved ones or ancestors that came here before us who are looking after us. Breathing in. And as we exhale, we call them into the circle. The next exhale, we call in our spirit guides, our angels, the divine, the source, to join us in this circle. As we breathe in, we exhale. Raising the cup closer to your mouth. As we thank the earth for all the blessings, all the nourishment that she's providing us every day. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mother Earth. And slowly, slowly, you may take a sip from this cup. Taking a deep breath in and out. Slowly opening the eyes. Again, welcome everyone. That was beautiful. This cacao, as I mentioned earlier in my post on Instagram, this is from Bohol. And I wanted to share, sorry, I was just like in the moment already of blessing the circle and with the cacao. Well, I wanted to share earlier before opening the circle with the story of Sandugo. I think in English it's called blood compact. And this is a significant event. Now, when you go to Bohol, there's actually a statue there, right? That when the Spaniards came and then the locals received them, it was Datu, was it Sikatuna? And yeah, and then the Spanish. I'm not gonna. I don't know if they are really our friends or they're conquistadors, but they did help the locals of Bohol to, so they were fighting against lands, right? Like we all had tribes in different places in the Philippines, and the Boholanos were trying to protect what they owned, and apparently the Spaniards were big deal because they helped them stay in Bohol and protect their lands. And also during this time, they brought in many things from Mexico to the Philippines, and cacao was one of those beautiful things that they brought here. And Bohol is actually one of the few places around the Philippines that has a big connection to cacao and the land. And well, of course, there's also religion, and there's also a big part of it is the religion, but also, as I mentioned earlier, our ancestors, right? And I wanted to do a little bit of a blood compact, like a symbolism, but we're not gonna cut our, our hands today and pour blood on our cacao. I think that's a little bit too old school. And Karina's like, I did not come here for that. Yeah, so how are we going to, because the meaning of this significant gesture is friendship and commitment and loyalty, right? And that's the reason why we come together in circles, is that we come together in community and we recommit ourselves to our next full moon and new moon, right? It's we come together and say, okay, what are we doing the next cycle? So if you have pens and papers, I'd like you to write, or do we have or your phones? I'd like you to write down within your small community, may it be your familial community or your barangay, maybe your business or your digital community, what are you willing to commit or recommit so that each time you come together again, you know that that's home for you? Because I think right now it's difficult to find a place that we can call home because we are stuck in a big city, or we miss our family and friends, and our commitment is what keeps us grounded, right? Like, okay, like me, I committed myself to coming here and to doing this every month with you ladies. So I guess that's my contribution to the blood compact. Yeah, maybe you can think about that later also after the ceremony. What is your commitment to yourself and to your community? Yeah, that's about it for me. We're gonna talk about what is happening right now with the stars. I think this is the baton.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Would you guys mind just typing if you can hear me so that we know? Can you see? Does it say yes? Nice, beautiful. Okay. Hello, everybody. So I want to explain what's going on in a little more, I don't want to say surface level, but just a little more integratable way so that we're not like, oh, there's so much happening. How do we handle this? So what Princess was saying actually ties very beautifully into what's going on, because she was saying set an intention for your community, right? And Gemini is about community. It is about communication. It is about the intellect. It is about how you communicate with yourself. So a little precursor is that what we have tomorrow is a full moon. The full moon is when the moon and sun are opposite each other. So if my head is the earth, the moon is here, the sun is here. And so they literally are actually. So the moon is going to be rising on this side and we have the sun over there. And so when it's a full moon, what's happening is the sun's light is shining on the moon. And so the moon is in Gemini. Actually, just moved into Gemini, let's say 40 minutes ago. And so before that, it was in Taurus, which is actually perfect for what we're about to do today, because Taurus is about your body. It's about the senses. It's about the earth. So it's about feeling and being in your body rather than in your mind. Gemini is a little bit more in your mind. But I want to offer this thought that prayer is a form of communication. And I think prayer for a lot of people has been distorted. Like some of us, for me, for example, when I would hear prayer, I'm like, how do I pray? What is prayer? You know, I was taught how to do it in a religious way, but I was never really taught how to do it in a prayer, you know, connect back with yourself, connect back to the earth. So this would be a really good full moon to think about, how do you pray? How do you communicate? How do you communicate what you absorb with your mind? And so the moon is in Gemini, right? And Gemini is the sign of the twins. It is the sign of duality. So to every positive, there is always a negative, and that is the way this planet works, right? But despite that, we have free will. Gemini, like I said, is about communication, community, and most importantly, it is about staying curious. So the other day, I was thinking about how, you know, we've learned that it's so important to be curious, to question everything, right? To question, oh, we want to do this. Why do we want to do this? Oh, someone wants this of us. Why do they want it? Someone believes this. Why do they believe it? And it's okay that they believe it and I believe something else, but I want to know why, so that I can maybe add it to my own like brain space, right? So I think that's important for each of us to do that. Learn why, not so that we can contradict, or not so that we can be like, my way is better. It's kind of like, okay, I see why you may feel that way, and we can coexist in this earth even though we feel different ways. um Something also that I thought of when I was thinking about that is, have you guys heard curiosity killed the cat? Where did that come from? And why did curiosity kill the cat, right? Who said that? And is it a reason for us to not be curious? And if so, why shouldn't we be curious? Who created it? I invite you to question this, because it really is a time of questioning. Another thing I want to bring in is this line that resonates with me so much, that says, I believe in everything and nothing. And that is kind of the theme of Sag and Gemini. So I spoke a little bit about Gemini. Let's talk a little bit about Sag, so we understand the light that's shining on this community and the intellect and the duality, right? And so Sag is adventurous. Sag is all about exploring. It is about the fire in you to go to find your true north. So Sag's symbol is the arrow. It is the archer. And what the arrow is pointing at is your ultimate truth in your life. What do you believe? And can you find a way to make sure that everything that's not in line with that point, can you let it fall away? And this eclipse is meant to help you do that. It's meant to help you integrate the magic of Gemini, no? And it is meant to allow you to let everything that doesn't fit anymore fall off, break down the barriers, question, like just be curious. It is also about breaking the barriers that keeps us stuck to limiting beliefs. So the last thing I want to leave you with is to question everything, even your own thoughts, because sometimes, especially with this Gemini full moon, our thoughts may be coming up to the surface, and a lot of them, and especially during the full moon, because it's like so hyperactive, it just may be a little bit impossible to quiet down. But realize that all it takes is sitting in silence, a few breaths, and you know, just like that, you're connected back to your passion, to your power. Um, and so, yeah, I don't want to say too much more, so that we can kind of feel the embodiment of this, because I think it's beautiful that this is going to be an ecstatic dance, mostly because since Sag is about exploring, traveling, adventuring, and we don't have so much of an ability to do that right now, I think it's very interesting to do it for our intellect, right? explore our intellect, adventure with what do we feel inside our bodies, what are we thinking about inside our minds. Also, if you want to know more about the themes of what's going on, we did a live last Friday. It is on Princess's feed. And then in the coming week, Princess Thea, sorry, and I are also going to be doing a masterclass where we're going to be talking a little bit more about Gemini, Sag, eclipses, nodes. So if you're interested in that, let us know. And then, yeah, other than that, let's go.
No? Okay. All right. So I know you guys are expecting some ecstatic dance, but we're gonna do a few asanas just so we can open our bodies a little bit before we pour down all our um as our astrologer friends mentioned, Sagittarius is movement, right? And our Gemini, or both of them, they're movement and communication. And it's like, how do you communicate through your movement? So, if there is something that you would like to communicate right now and you're having a hard time saying it, this is the best time to let your body express and just let it express it itself. So I'd like you to, okay, do you have space? Lay down on your belly and just put your hand on top of your just so we can just black out first. Or okay, so if you don't have enough space to be near, yeah, I would really appreciate if we can all go on our belly. And just place your forehead on top of your hands. Arriving here, you are safe, you are loved, you are home. Untucking the toes so that your feet is, yeah. Feeling your heart, being at home in Mother Earth's love, grounded and supported. As you inhale, you bring yourself up to upward facing dog. So, yes, just up. Sorry, that's down dog, upward. And then, so the energy, our creative energy, is where our pelvis and our hips are, right? So, just pressing your, what is this, your pelvic floor against the ground, against the floor, and then bringing your heart up, up. As you open your throat, up, your face facing the sky. Inhale, exhale. Opening the heart. Yes. So in this way, we are opening the heart and we are also opening our throat. This is where we communicate. And if it's too much, then you can go a little bit more down again to the floor. And if you have more space, then you can fully reach. It's totally up to you. It's your movement, it's your dance. You can also move side to side, however you feel in your body right now. Nothing is wrong, nothing is right. You are safe. And from here, let's tuck our toes and go to downward facing dog. Yeah. Ooh, and just slowly walk the dog, bending the left and the right knee, pressing your hands against the floor. Exhale through the mouth. Exhaling fire. You may look at the side through your armpits, left and right. And slowly press your stomach towards your spine and really exhale that air out. Ah. Ah. And then inhale, gaze up, and then just slowly walk your feet towards your fingers, your hands, and then fall all the way down, falling forward. Bending the knees, planting your feet firmly to the ground, slowly moving the hips, releasing all the tightness in the hips and in the back of your legs. Now let's go to Malasana or the yogic squat. Opening the hips again. A lot of opening the hips today. And then you may place your hands in prayer pose. As you slowly move and you feel the earth. Feeling the earth, you may open your hands to lotus and you receive. Now bring the hands all the way up to the sky. Palms meet to the center. And then bringing the hands back to the heart. As you exhale through the mouth. Ah. Letting go of the hands. Slowly go back up to fold forward. And then bend the knees like you're going on a chair pose. Just bending it. Feeling the heat in your hips. And then placing the left hand on the floor and then the right hand to the sky. Opening the heart. As you exhale. Inhale, exhale. Reversing the hand. Right goes down, left goes up. Opening the left side of the body. Opening the heart. Reaching to the sky. Exhale, bringing the hands together on the floor. Exhale, ha. And from here, just be mindful of your movement. How do you want to move? How do you want to rise? Slowly, slowly. Keep your eyes closed. You don't need big movements to communicate how you feel. You can be slow, you can be gentle, you can be loving. And here you're free to move. You are free to fly. You're free to open up and receive. And you're free to give. Now rooting down with your feet to the ground as we activate our root chakra. May shake your hands, shake your legs. This is the time when you want to release. Sometimes we can pick up all that unwanted, slimy energy that we don't want, that is not ours. So we give it back to wherever it belongs, and not to us. Ah! You might want to receive or to give. dog. Ah, ha. Ah, ah. Just staying with that feeling, that vibration, that sensation in your body. No judging. Keeping the sensation alive in your body. And if you feel like it doesn't belong to you, go ahead and let it go. Eclipse it out. If you're sweating already, that's good. That's the goal. Sweat it out. You want to take a little break and take another sip of cacao. Now, from the earth, from the root, we're gonna move to our sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is water. So, holding water in your sacral chakra, as if you're holding water there, being gentle, maybe tilting it forward, but slowly that the water doesn't overspill, tilting it side to side or to the back, maybe around. How does water flow? How do you flow? Feeling the qualities of water and water washing you, cleansing you. Now we connect the sacral chakra to our solar plexus, the center of the center. Well, maybe that's the heart. The center of our belly. Feeling your belly as you breathe in, it opens up, it expands. And as you exhale, you push your belly back to your spine. And maybe the next inhalation and exhalation, you also engage your perineum. So inhale, exhale, engaging the perineum. Ha, ha, ha. Exhale. Ha. Empty that stomach. Ha, ha, ha. We empty our vessels so we can be open again to receive. Now let's move to the heart, opening the heart. The heart for me is the most powerful center of energy because it can open up anytime, no matter how many times it gets broken and shut down. It is always willing to open. Now let's take our right foot to the back and the left to the front. As we go on our warrior pose, bringing the left arm forward and our right hand in front of our chest, thumbs up, left thumbs up. And here we're going to embody Sagittarius, right? All right, aim for that star, aim for that love that you deserve, aim for that success, aim for that friend, your lover, your mother, whoever you want to bring back to your life or you want to invite. And also bring courage to the heart when you're scared to let go. Now looking at that thumb, that's your point right there. Looking at it firstly, but also lovingly and gently. If this is something or someone that you want to let go already, look at it. Give it a smile, baby. Now let's bring our aim up to the sky. Keeping your heart open, you may want to bring your your right hand down. So you're already opening your arm side to side. And then let's reverse this warrior pose. And then bringing the elbows on top of your left knee. Right hand over the head. Keeping the heart open. Exhale here. And then let's go ahead and cartwheel down our warrior pose to downward dog. Staying there for a few breaths. Exhaling, releasing everything. Heart reaching the earth. And from here, let's go to child's pose. Knees to the floor, feet together. May open your legs as wide as your yoga mat. Bring your forehead to the ground. Hand over your head or to your side, or maybe in your forehead. Maybe using Ujjayi breath here. Exhaling through the mouth. From here, we go to hero's pose and just sit comfortably with your hands open, palms facing up to the sky. Ready to receive. Happy to let go. Placing the left hand on top of your chest, on top of your heart. The right thumb and index finger touch each other. As we let go of everything that we intended to let go when we started in this journey, this circle, let us bring our right hand to the side. This is the fearless mudra. I will not fear. I am brave. Mother Earth is here to support me. My teachers, my ancestors, my spirit guides are here looking after me. I will not fear. And I will love even deeply. Bring the right hand on top of your heart, holding your heart. Keeping that silence, love, keeping that joy and happiness in your heart. Sending loving wishes to all beings in this planet.
All right. Thank you, Princess. We can all transition to whatever is most comfortable for you. You may sit down, you may lay down. You may do whatever feels best. Is it working? Nice. Okay. All right. So let's come to a seat or lay down. And before we close this circle, we'll get a little message from the Akashic Records. Um, we'll see how this goes. I think it will be interesting. Please close your eyes and let's take a few breaths. With every in-breath, I'd like you to imagine sparkles coming down from the sky or stars or anything that resonates most with you. And with every out breath, I'd like you to imagine the earth coming up to meet your body, feeling ever so supported, ever so loved, and ever so held. And then I'll get into the prayer. And as I'm in there, you may see, you may feel, just be open to whatever comes up. All right, let's start breathing. Acknowledging the sounds all around us, that this is a part of our world, the world that we chose to come into. We gather together in light. We gather together in love. We gather together in knowing the messages from above. Through the Akashic Records, we understand our greatness. Through the Akashic Records, we understand our wisdom. Through the Akashic Records, we understand what's there. This prayer will help deliver us there. I wish to know the collective of our full moon circle through the light of the Akashic Records. Help me to see the collective of our full moon circle through the light of the Akashic Records. Bring me to feel the collective of our full moon circle through the light of the Akashic Records. I wish to know the collective of our full moon circle through the light of the Akashic Records. Help me to see the collective of our full moon circle through the light of the Akashic records. Bring me to feel the collective of our full moon circle through the light of the Akashic records. And now the Akashic records are open. All right, keep breathing with me. As I enter the records, I feel a combination of ever passionate fire running through my body. The kind of fire that cannot be shut down, that cannot be told to be still, the kind of fire that just has to be directed. I also see the North Star, which tells us that this is where the fire is meant to be directed. When you feel these sensations, what do you do with them? What do you do with them? Do you take them and use them for your productivity? Do you own them? Do you push them away and tell them that they don't belong to you? And so that poor little spark of passion that has come to meet you with maybe just a little bit of shine, not yet so much because you haven't focused it yet, but this little fire, it has come to let you know that it's here. Would you really be doing yourself or the fire any service if all you're doing is shutting it out? Direct it. What you want to direct it towards is entirely up to you. You see that the North Star exists for you. You see that the sun exists for you. And you see that the moon exists for you. And so do all the other planets. So does this earth. So do the animals. Would you direct it to either of them? Or would you direct it to yourself? Would you allow the fire to carry you? Would you allow it to burn you and then sit through it? Sit through it and be willing to see what happens on the other side. Because you see, when you numb this fire, when you turn down this fire, when you throw water on it, you're the only one that's losing out on the magic. It is there for you to notice. It is there for you to see. It is there for you to direct. If you're numbing it out, what are you doing? Are you welcoming it to come back and keep visiting you? Or are you telling it, you are banished from my kingdom? Fire does not exist here. However, you see, that is impossible because fire exists in everybody. Fire exists in every being, just as air exists in every being, and water exists in every being, and earth exists in every being. You are all complete. You are all complete. If the fire is burning too bright, you have the water within you, not to turn it out, not to turn it off, but to tame it down. You have the air that allows it to flow whichever way you want it to flow. You have the earth that when you're starting to blaze a fire too high, the earth is holding you down and telling you this is where you chose to be. You chose to be on the earth. You chose to be on a planet that honors your fire, that allows you to work on your fire, that allows you to create from this place. So the next time you tell yourself you are not creative, remember how this fire blazes in you. And when it burns too bright, we ask you, do not turn it off. Maybe turn it down a little bit, but do not turn it off. I give gratitude to the collective of the full moon circle for entering the Akashic records. I give gratitude to all of our guides for lighting the way. I give gratitude to this space for the comfort and love. I give gratitude to the highest selves of everybody in this collective full moon circle for being here and for entering the Akashic records. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. Okay, guys, let's take 3 deep breaths and then slowly blink your eyes open. Welcome back. How are you guys feeling? I'm feeling pretty floaty. I don't know where I am right now. And here is La Luna. All right. She guided our Akashic record reading. My friends, who do I pass the baton on to? Okay, let's abandon online. Welcome back, everyone. Uh, beautiful. Thank you, Rachel. I just want to make sure that everyone's back. If not, then good night. All right, Thea, this is beautiful. Tracy, thank you. Donna, thank you. Shall we close the circle before we, or we do the sharing circle live? No, it's kidding. Wait lang, wait lang. Let's, okay, do you want to close it for hosting? Do you want to share something also with, um, you posted earlier about Uranus and Jupiter, is that right? That is December 12th? No, 21. So that's after new moon ba? So we can have a little gathering or something to guide them, no? Yes. I'm sorry. Hello, everyone. I hope you're still with us. And I hope you enjoyed that. Well, we all hope you enjoyed that ecstatic dance the way we did. We're really looking forward to a time when we can all gather again physically so we can share energies. But really, to close this circle, we all implore you to really take every moment, take this opportunity to be with yourself and um, contemplate on these reflections and the themes of the time. Because from now until, well, let's not say a date to be just to leave it open, but it's really such a potent time to release everything that is not serving us. There is a grand conjunction that's happening on solstice, and I mean, what beautiful, perfect timing that it happens on solstice. And these are really vortices. And even the eclipse tomorrow, it's visible in Manila. It's visible where we are. So I invite you to go outside. It's just a partial eclipse. So if the sky is clear, you're going to see like a partial shadow. Unfortunately, the total solar eclipse that will happen on December 14 is not visible where we are. Nonetheless, we will still feel the effects. And eclipses are portals. And these portals are really potent for releasing and shedding away old energies. And that grand conjunction that's going to happen on solstice is really a shift from earth, the earth element, to air. And I mean, if you can just feel what earth feels to you, it's hard, it's grounded, it's solid. And what air feels, it flows, it's abundant, it's expansive, and it's a paradigm shift. We have not experienced this since 200 years ago. The Magna Carta was drafted when it shifted to earth. So now what will happen when it's shifting to air? There's really a lot of revolution and involution. And we're really invited by the energies of the time to
allow the change than have the change be forced upon you. And so that's why we gather if there is any intention. And I guess I share my intention with Princess and the ladies here that it's really our intention to help support um, you and each other as we continue to release and shed the old, because it's literally a releasing and shedding of the old. Um, and so, yeah, we're still going to feel the well, the eclipses will continue to happen in Sagittarius and Gemini up until next year or early 2022. So we're moving away from righteousness, from being judgmental, from being close minded, and from having those truths, old truths and old conditions dictate our lives, because we're moving into air, Gemini, exactly everything that Karina said, sharing, curiosity. What old dogmas and old truths have been keeping you stuck? And here, how is fear keeping you from really moving and sharing your hearts? There is courage and bravery and vulnerability. What does that mean for you? In yoga, they say that the tension we feel in our bodies is the emotion that we suppress. How do you feel about that statement? Is there any way for you to release that tension without reacting and exploding? Our invitation really is to come from our heart space so we don't contribute to the ills of the world or what we see, what we think is wrong in the world. And again, right and wrong can be subjective. And we invite you through these practices to have that inner authority and to build that inner authority. And so, as we close this circle, before we open it up to our friends who are here online with us, again, I'd like to ask you to just be with us, sit still in silence as we honor each other and we thank each other for being here. We thank ourselves for giving ourselves time and this space to be with our bodies, to open our minds to new truths, new perspectives, whatever it is that we're doing here. To thank our bodies for allowing us that just energetic moment to release all stagnant energy. May we be braver as we step forward these towards these portals that are opening for us, and may we accept the invitation to just really release and clear old energies that are no longer serving us, so that we may continue to step fully into our power, courageous, true, just brave in our vulnerability as we share our hearts. May we heal, may we feel, may we give gratitude always, in all ways, that we may be the change that we wish to see. Aho! And so with that, oh, and we drew cards. Oh, how beautiful. So this is the first one. I hope you can see it. So it's earth pulsing, connecting with the earth, pulse of the mother. Slow down, time in nature.
And in doing that, we create a new world.
And in doing that, as we ground, we create a new earth. How beautiful. I mean, we could not make this up. we could just we could just really not make these things up. So I'm sharing it again. So as you heal, we heal the earth and we heal each other. I know, Dana, it's so beautiful. So with that, thank you for pulling.
Of course.
Um, we shall stop.